There's an old Irish saying, Éireann go bragh, which means Ireland forever. But where we're from, it's football forever. And in the wise words of Joe Tessitore, welcome back to Saturdays the way they should be, ladies and gentlemen. Two Big 12 schools looking to build off last year, starting their season across the pond. Iowa State and Kansas State here on IceBox Live from Dublin, Ireland. Thank you guys all for being here. And we have got a spectacular matchup to start off our season. Two returning stud quarterbacks with Rocco Becht and Avery Johnson. And boys, have we got a killer way to start off the season, as Iowa State will receive. And they'll start with the ball here in today's matchup. Last matchup, 29-21. Iowa State was victorious last season. Will that be the case again? We'll find out. The Cyclones last year went 11-3 and found themselves in the Big 12 championship game under Becht. This year, looking to do something similar. 1st and 10, Rocco Becht in the back, dropping back, but a great defensive play by the Wildcats makes this 2nd and 10. Thank you all for joining me here on IceBox Live for our season opener here in Dublin. And a quick RPO gets about 5 yards. Amarian Fortenberry in there for the tackle. Impact player, linebacker there for the Kansas State Wildcats, as you saw. And an early 3rd down for the Cyclones. Becht across the middle. He's got a man. And he is all the way up to the 44-yard line. Great start for the Cyclones. They reached the Big 12 championship game for the first time since 2020. But got blitzed by Arizona State, literally and figuratively, 45-19. Looking to change that this year. Going to have a screen play established to the right. A lot of running room. Kansas State able to rally to it, but not after 8 yards on the play. Top 50 in points per game last year were the Cyclones with 31 points a game, 42nd nationally. Becht dropping back, got a man in the flat. Back to that running back, Carson Canson, and he's got a 1st down yet again. Up to the 46-yard line now in opposing territory. So already a smooth moving drive for Iowa State. Got a man in the flat one more time. This time the tight end making a man miss. And he is all the way up across the 35 to the 32. This team also a top 50 in defense last year. Only allowed 22.9 points per game, which was 41st nationally. But they're not on defense quite yet. Rocco Becht on the keeper this time on the option. Gets 3, but quickly swallowed up by Austin Romaine of the Wildcats. Becht and Hansen highlight some of the returners for the Iowa State Cyclones on offense, and he will go in motion there. This time it'll be a dump off to the wide receiver, and he gets all the way up, the tight end. It'll be 3rd and inches, an early test again for the Cyclones right up the gut. The run by Hansen, not there. The Wildcats circle in the backfield and make the play. And the first TFL of the game results in a 4th down. Now about a 42-yard field goal for the Cyclones, up and straight down the middle. First points of the college football season belong to the Cyclones as they get 3 here in Dublin, Ireland. So after that impressive start to the drive, converting on a 3rd down, they'll kick it off only having 3 points to the Wildcats, and out comes the stud quarterback, Avery Johnson, one of the key returners of this Iowa State team, as well as that man right there. Kansas State team, as well as that man, Dylan Edwards, the junior running back, transferred from Colorado before last season. And he's going to get the ball right away. Tries to go up the middle, not much there. 2nd and 8. This is our first user look of the season, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got an early scout for Coach Rocket and his Wildcats. 2nd and 8. This one a screen to Edwards. Can he get outside? He can. This kid is so quick, and he'll have the first down for the Wildcats at the 35. Jeremiah Cooper, the free safety, making the play there as an impact player. 93 speed at the free safety position. Whew, that man is fast. Kansas State right behind Iowa State in offensive points per game last season as the defense of the Cyclones there makes a play. Losing to Dylan Edwards is there. 31 points per game, about 31 points per game, 44th nationally for Kansas State. They were top 15 in the country, 11th, 215 yards rushing per game. We'll see if they go back to that running attack, although Iowa State has done a pretty good job so far of shutting it down. Play clock running low, but they get the pass off to the curl route, and it is incomplete. That Iowa State defense, no joke. As an early 3rd and long coming for Avery Johnson in this Wildcat offense. Looking to the halfback corner route. He has Edwards, and he's going past the 30 all the way to the 27-yard line. And a huge play for the Wildcats gets them into Iowa State territory on 3rd and 12. What a find by Avery Johnson. I have a feeling he might be keeping this one here. No! And maybe he should have a loss of 2 there for the Wildcats as they'll be backed up to the 29-yard line now, 2nd and 12. Nice throw across the middle to the tight end, and he'll have the first down all the way to the 16-yard line, it looks like. Sorry. Sometimes it's hard to read the screen there, but Kansas State going quickly. And they'll hand this one off to Dylan Edwards. He's got some space to the outside. Can he get there? Not quite, but all the way down to the 2-yard line. And Kansas State is set up 1st and goal. And what a start for the Kansas State Wildcats. Dylan Edwards trying to muscle his way in. And that might be one thing that Dylan Edwards doesn't have is a lot of muscle. He's a bit of a smaller fella. Still got a yard on the play. This one's a stretch play to Dylan Edwards, and he will stretch across the pylon. Touchdown, and the first touchdown of the new season belongs to Kansas State. Extra point up and good. 10 plays, 73 yards, 3.5 minutes. And the Wildcats strike the end zone first. And they'll boot it away back to the Cyclones, where Rocco Beck will get his 2nd attempt on offense this year. Kansas State defense last year was tied for 49th in points per game at 23.4. But they had a plus 11 turnover margin. We'll see if that continues here today. A flag on the play as the tight end tries to make a move. And I think this one might be coming back. And that is the case. It will be holding on the Cyclones. Coming back to a 1st and 20 at the 15-yard line. And already an early hole for these Cyclones to try to dig themselves out of. Great start for the Wildcats. Only give up 3 on their first drive. Here comes a screen play to the right. He might have some room. Stiff arm. Doesn't quite get the first down, but 19 yards is a great start. 2 incompletions in 12 passes for these QBs. What a start for Rocco Becht and Avery Johnson, who have very similar player models, might I add. 2nd and 1 here late in the first quarter. Becht will hand this one off. Great move by Carson, but he gets nowhere. Gets barely back to the line of scrimmage. Actually loses a yard. Hansen, not Carson. Carson Hansen. So Becht and Hansen in the backfield in the shotgun formation, and he toasts him on the drag route. He gets all the way across the 50 to the 45. First down, Cyclones, and they're in Wildcat territory. Looked like that DB was anticipating something to the outside and just got burned on the inside. A couple of Carsons on the offense as Carson Brown made that last play. A nice hitch route, gets 7. That was Xavier Townsend. 2nd and 3, and this will likely be the last play of the first quarter if they can get it off. Beck calling for it, trying to jump him off sides. Not going to work. Kansas State, Iowa State. We've got a 7-3 ball game here at the end of one. It's been a passing-heavy game for a couple of teams that knew how to run the ball last year. Iowa State's dominated in possession, but is not dominating the scoreboard just yet. We're back from our short break, and it'll be 2nd and 3 to start off quarter number 2. Second and 3 to start off the second quarter. And a play-action play there. Tipped up and incomplete. That could have gone either way. Rocco Beck gets his just 2nd incompletion of the contest. And now another 3rd down. It would be a long field goal from here, 54 yards. Going across the middle, it is caught by that big tight end. Impressive play again. And just like that, 1st and 10, they'll hand this one off to Hansen. Doesn't really get anywhere. Another impressive stop by the Wildcats. Minute gone here in the second quarter. Rocco Beck making some adjustments at the line, most likely for that protection, and it is. Across the middle, and he is inaccurate. A rare missed throw by Rocco Beck. And it's going to be 3rd and 9. So the veteran QB has put his team in a bit of a sticky situation here. 3rd and 9. Kansas State only rushing 3, so Beck's got time. Goes for the slant route, has a man. And it's going to be a 1st down. The toughest defensive plays to make are the ones on 3rd down. Backs against the wall. You need one more stop to get off the field. And Rocco Beck converts with that stellar arm talent of his. 1st and 10 from just inside the red zone. Beck throwing again. Dangerous throw in double coverage. Luckily, it is only knocked away. This time by Gunnar Maldonado. 2nd and 10 from the same spot. And this will be an option play to Rocco Beck. He got a great block by his O-line. Stays on his feet inside the 5. What a run by Rocco Beck. 15 yards, nearly to the pylon. 2 yards out. They'll hand this one off to Carson, and he is blown up in the backfield by Kansas State. A great play by the Wildcats. This will make it 2nd and goal from the 3 now. Loss of a yard on the last play. Will they continue to go with the run game? They will. Rocco Beck on the option. Goes backward once more. 2nd tackle for loss for VJ Payne, the strong safety. Coming down from the secondary to make that play. 3rd and goal from the 4. Will they go for a run the 3rd straight time, or will they pass? Looked like they wanted to go RPO. Instead, they hand it off to Hansen, who has a total of -2 yards in 5 carries. This K-State rushing defense is no joke. So they'll settle for a field goal. This one's up and right down the middle. A tough angle, but no problem for the Iowa State special teamer. And it's going to be a 1-point game now, 6:16 remaining before halftime. And this one will be brought out of the end zone by the Wildcats. Some speed on the outside there. Trying to break on the inside. Couldn't quite get him to the 25. It's at the 22-yard line. to start their drive. 1st and 10. Avery Johnson looking to lead another touchdown drive in just his 2nd drive of the game. It's been slow-paced. Curl route is there, but not caught. Avery Johnson threw it. Tight spiral there to try to get it to his receiver. Too many defenders there. It's going to be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Looking to the sideline to Coach Rocket. See if he wants to make any adjustments. He does not. This one's going to be a handoff to Edwards, who finds some space. Look at the speedster. 33 yards on the day. He's got that touchdown earlier. East-West playmaker. No kidding. All the way up to the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. They'll give it right back to him. Can he find some space? A little bit. He tries to scythe his way through. Gets 4 on that carry. And, you know, as they say in football, you never go broke taking a profit. 2nd and 6. Trying to draw the defense off sides, but they're all staying in place. Dylan Edwards will get it again. Tries the spin move, but he's been working hard. Not as much stamina on his side. Regardless, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Low-scoring game we're seeing in the first game of the season. Got a man wide open in the flat. They'll hand it off to that, or they'll get it to the backup running back. He gets 6 on the play. That was Joe Jackson, the sophomore, making a nice play on the flat there. So 4 gets it to 2nd and 4. Avery Johnson trying to get out of the pocket, but the QB contained, puts some pressure on him. It's going to be 3rd and 4. First 3rd down of the drive for the Wildcats goes across the middle. It is caught. And a 1st down for the Wildcats. 5 for 8, 71 yards for Avery Johnson. This one into the flat. 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain. Apologies about the name of the stream. I guess I didn't update it before we just started here, but 2nd and 9 regardless. Dylan Edwards going to get another carry here, and he gets about 3 on that play. So another solid drive for the Wildcats, but it's 3rd down yet again. 1-point game here in Dublin. 2.5 to go. Got a man on the out route. Can he get his foot down? It does not appear so. The refs say no. Just too far to the sideline, and now a kick to make it a 4-point game yet again. Right down the middle. Almost got blocked. Regardless, it's a field goal that's good from 50 yards out. Beautiful kick by Rocket there, and he has himself a 4-point lead yet again. So no field goals will be tying the game after that. Or, excuse me, taking the lead after that. Looked like the holder got demolished on that play. Nothing was called. Regardless, kick was good anyways. 2:28 to go. You got to think there's going to be some urgency from Iowa State on this drive. Down 4 points, you only have 6 to show for. This is only your 3rd drive of the game. You're slowing the pace. You're playing how you want to. As Hansen breaks to the outside, but gets quickly wrapped up in the outfield. Excuse me, the outside of the field near the sidelines. Great play by that defensive back on the open field tackle. And I don't believe they'll get this play off as we'll hit the 2-minute timeout. Kansas State, Iowa State, we have got a barn burner on our hands early. Kansas State has the lead and will receive the second half kickoff. So 2 minutes to go for Rocco Becht to get this game back within reach. Well, it's within reach, obviously, and that ball was within reach of that receiver. Nice 7-yard pickup. 3rd and inches now, so don't have the first down yet. Clock still running. Rocco Becht will throw again. They'll go to the flat for Hansen. He trucks his way forward for just enough for the first down. Still all 3 timeouts for Iowa State. They do have the time, but they've got to start taking some shots down the field. This Kansas State offense is keeping them right where they want them. There's another short play, and this one might be coming back as well. And that it does. 1st and 20 now, and already this drive looks like it's derailed. Now, if they had all the time in the world, I'd say maybe not, but only 1:32 to go. Nobody on the slot receiver, but he just takes a hitch. Rocco Beck, nowhere to go. He goes down in the backfield. First sack of the game and first sack of the college football 26 season here in the IceBox. Belongs to the Wildcats as Toby Osunami, or Osuanami. Not entirely sure. Either way, it's 2nd and 29 as Iowa State takes the timeout. They go screen. It's going nowhere. 3rd and 32. Gabe Powers in the backfield for his 2nd tackle for loss of the game. And there will be a timeout on the field. I believe that's going to be Kansas State. And great call there by Coach Rocket. It's 3rd and 32. Where will Rocco Beck go with this one? Down in the backfield for the 2nd time in this set of downs. 4th and 36. And Osunami in the backfield again. 4th and 36, 40 seconds left and counting in the half. The punt gets to about the 50, but the Wildcats will have some space to return it. They get to about the 47-yard line, so they've got 34 seconds and 2 timeouts to try to increase this lead. Biggs, I see you in here. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for the support. Avery Johnson dropping way back, going to the drag route. And he'll get out of bounds, and a nice 7-yard gain on first down gets them to about the 39-yard line. So from here, 56 yards. They hit a 50-yarder earlier, and it was close. So we'll see what they do here. Going to the tight end, it looked like, on the crosser, but had no time. Leighton Simmering has 1 for 1. Turtle says money's still on Iowa State. We'll see how that plays out. Deep ball in the seam. Not there. Avery Johnson with the overthrow. Coach G, I appreciate you being here as well. Turtle, same to you. Going forward on 4th and 3, I think that's the smart move. And they'll go option. He'll toss it to Dylan Edwards. Can he get to the outside? Not quite. He reached for it, trying to get every possible inch that he could. But there was nothing there. Iowa State with a huge stop on 4th down and keeps this game at a 4-point lead. They go short again. Spin move makes a man miss, but they'll call a timeout. They are at the 43-yard line, 11 seconds left and 1 timeout. So now you're thinking one more play to the middle of the field, quick throw, maybe a slant of some sort. That's what they were looking for. Have the in route. It's there. He turns upfield. He's got space all the way to the 29-yard line, it looks like. 4 seconds on the clock, and they'll call timeout with 2. And Iowa State looking to drill their 3rd field goal of the half, and the only points they've seen. Kick is up, and it is right down Broadway, and that is how we will go into the half with the score 10-9. K-State moneyline could hold, I agree. Passing attack for ISU has been there, over 150 yards, but the touchdowns aren't showing up. Only 1 touchdown in this game, 4 field goals. That's how we've gotten to our score of 10-9. If you took the over in this game, you are probably sweating buckets. You better hope for a big second half. And that starts right now. 20 minutes a game left. 10-9. Kansas State starts on offense, as they'll hand this one out to Dylan Edwards, and he could not get outside. Iowa State, Trey Bell from the corner position getting his first TFL of the season. If you think this is spectacular, wait till you see some of our Week 1 matchups. We've got some great user games all season. Over 50 user games between all conferences. Avery Johnson looking to the flats. They'll have Dylan Edwards, and he has got a first down. That's his 3rd catch of the game. Now 61 yards for the junior from Colorado. They'll hand this one off to Edwards again. He has been a workhorse today for this Kansas State offense. He's got 51 yards on the ground and 60-plus in the air. We should have done some IceBox bets before this season. Still time. Still plenty of time, actually. 8:20 to go. This one, another handoff to Dylan Edwards, woo, spin move. Doesn't quite get the yards that they wanted, but 4 yards will hold. So another 4-yard play will get them a first down, but we'll see what they decide to go for on 3rd and 3. Big play for the Wildcats, only holding on to a 1-point lead. This one will go inside, and it does not get there. 4th and 2. What will the call be? And Coach Rocket decides to send out the punt team. Probably the smart move. The defense has been strong all day. Punt team, can they get there? Not quite. It rolls just into the end zone. Great punt. Just a little too much on it. 1st and 10 for the Cyclones at the 20. A field goal now will take the lead for the first time since it was 3-0. Beck steps up in the pocket, goes to the hitch route. It's their first down for the Cyclones. Rocco Beck, only 4 incompletions in this game. You can see it has been a passing attack game. The run has been shut down by the Wildcats all game, but the passing has been there. We'll see if they continue to go with it for the rest of this second half. 6:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hansen in motion, and they will go another throw. Becton on the run, puts it on the money. What a throw by the senior quarterback, and he's got his team inside the 25. Great catch there by Powell, I believe, of the Cyclones, and they are already within striking distance. This one's a handoff to Hansen, and for the first time today, the run was the viable option there. 7 attempts, only 22 yards on the day, and that one was for 21. That means he had 6 rushes for 1 yard before that one. He's going to get it again. He's going to stiff arm for a touchdown. Iowa State takes the lead with their first touchdown of the new season. They're going to go for 2. Big 2-point conversion here, 10-15. This would be to put them up by 7. If they don't get it, they'll only be up 5. Go to the drag route. It is there. 2-point conversion is good for the Cyclones. And number 18 is on top of number 17 here in Dublin. Wildcats will return this one and get to about the 20. Young Turtle. Rocket is not falling apart yet. Iowa State just had a great drive there and a great play. They've gotten them to 3rd downs multiple times this game. Just a solid play, got them into attack position. Dylan Edwards goes nowhere. He goes backwards 6 yards on the play. And the linebacker from Iowa State just in there to make a huge tackle for loss. They're going to the out route this time. It's there. Speedy receivers, speed all over the field for the Wildcats. And they move to a first down across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Return route is there. They'll go to him, and it is dropped. And Twitter not happy with the Cats' performance, apparently. We have a viewer that says they're calling for Coach Rocket's resignation already. I'm not sure how true that is. But that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing from my viewers. Had the corner route open, but the slant route was there too. A great throw by Avery Johnson to fit it in that small window. And now that sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 3 with 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Coming out in the shotgun, they'll go screen pass. Johnson does get it off, and a lot of green grass to work for Dylan Edwards. How about that? Up to the 49-yard line, and they are moving quick. Dylan Edwards already feeling that wear and tear. He has been the backbone of this Wildcat offense. Drag route is there. Looks like Avery Johnson was thinking about it, but hesitated too much, and he went down with the sack. Can't hesitate in a game like this. He might have a man looking for Edwards up the seam, and he probably would have had him, but back-to-back plays by Orange, the D-tackle, and it's 3rd and 19 for the Wildcats. What can they draw up on 3rd and long? Post route. Not there. It's intercepted. And the first turnover of college football 26 here in the IceBox goes to the Cyclones. Looks like Will McLaughlin was there on the INT. And Rocco Beck will set up just beyond the 50 At the 47, they go RPO, and Hansen has all kinds of room. Stays on his feet. He gets brought down, but not before reaching the Kansas State 41. CPU is no joke this year, folks. And Iowa State has proven that right out of the gate. Number 18 versus number 17. That's a 7-point ball game. They're going right back to Hansen again. Stiff arm inside the 30. Chris Hansen. It's usually Carson Hansen. Chris Hansen. Carson Hansen. Where has this been all game? Coming alive in the third quarter for 2-8. 2-6. 2-6. And he gets it again. He's got a first down and more. Inside the 15 for Carson Hansen. Insane, chat. He went from averaging a negative amount of yardage to now averaging almost 6 per carry. Look at him. He's tired in the backfield. He's getting it again. Kansas State says, not this time. You give it to him. He's going backwards, and that's exactly what happened as Austin Romaine found himself in the backfield next to Carson Hansen. 2nd and 13. Across the middle, not there. A quick throw by Rocco Becht. Hits the ground. Canardi may be getting called on 3rd and 13. He's a solid kicker, and he's 3 for 3 on the day. Knock on wood, of course, for the Cyclones. Don't want any announced jinx. Yeah, I know. Chris Hansen, I'm sorry, Penguin. That was a mistake of mine, and that sure wasn't a mistake. D-tackle Damian Elalio gets home, and it sets up 4th and 20 from the 24. 41-yard kick, no problem for the Cyclones, and they take a 2-possession lead as Canardi drills it from 41. And he'll be on the field to boot it away in Kansas State. Oh, they said that your chat, sir, was bullying. I will allow it, because I don't think it was bullying, to be honest. I think that those people deserve to be called what they are. Not really sure why that's bullying. Regardless, 1st and 10 from the 20. Coach Rocket made some adjustments pre-snap, has a man, and he will catch it at about the 24, and that's where he'll go down, and that will most likely take us to the 4th quarter. What was originally a great start for Kansas State has quickly turned into a lot of momentum for Rocco Becht, and he has been sharing the pigskin, as they say. 18 of 23 on the day for 213 yards, no turnovers. Avery Johnson has that 1 turnover that we had in the 3rd quarter. Dylan Edwards gets it again. Trying to reach for more yardage, gets about 2 on the play. 3rd and 4 in a huge down and distance for the Wildcats. Tight end open, overthrown by Avery Johnson. You can't miss throws like that, young man. And possibly the play of the game. 4th and 4 from the 27. They're going to the corner route. It was double covered, and that one's going to be intercepted as well. Great play by Iowa State, picking off the route, reading it perfectly. That number 2 throws INT number 2. Here in Dublin, Ireland, and Iowa State can already feel it. 20-10, 9:24, still plenty of time in this game. As Carson Hansen gets it again, and he gains 5 on that one. He was shifty on that play. You know, it says elusive, but I think it said elusive bruiser, and that's exactly what he has shown today. Bruising all the opposing teams. And that one is going to be an RPO to the flat, and the tight end rumbling, bubbling, stumbling all the way to the 11-yard line. Throw just went right over the Kansas State DB's head. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from just outside goal-to-go territory. 1st and 10. This one will be a handoff to Hansen. He spins out of it. He spins out of another one. Seagloss says Bink sucks. I didn't I did say it, but I just read it. I didn't think of it. 2nd and 11 from the 12. Still 10-20. Just under 8 to go in the contest. They have a curl route there, open and caught. Not quite a first down. Does Avery Johnson go into the portal right after the game? We shall see. Kind of like that UNLV quarterback last season. Another RPO to the tight end, and it's caught for another Iowa State touchdown. What a second half explosion from this Cyclone team. A monstrous second half and fourth quarter specifically. Another return here. Couldn't quite get to the 20. They'll be at the 19-yard line. 17-point game, 3 scores, and how quickly the tide turns. Corner route is there. Can Avery Johnson make the throw? He can! All the way to the 45-yard line. A nice play. Avery Johnson will take the snap from the shotgun, and yet again another interception. That would be number 3 of the half, and this time Dylan Edwards goes down with some bruised ribs, it looks like. Brickhead says Dylan come back to Colorado. We'll see how this season goes. But if it's anything like today, Iowa State is going to make it tough to come back. Turtle says coach is walking off the field. Penguin says the fat lady is singing. And this Hansen guy, he's singing. I'll tell you that. So is Rocco Beck. 253 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Coach Biggs says, you know what they say, when it rains, it cyclones. And this Cyclone team has been a cyclone, and that's a first down on the zig route. 5 incompletions and 28 attempts for Sir Becht. I said Carson. And Carson Hansen gets it again, and he gains 7 yards on that run. 16 attempts, 72 yards. If he didn't have such a slow start to this game, he could be breaking records out here, at least for Dublin terms. Under 5 to go in the game, and Carson Hansen will get it again, and this time K-State ready for it. He goes backwards. You guys are too funny. Iceboxism of 26. There's no iceboxisms. That's a myth. 3rd and 4 from the 27. Rocco Beck stepping up in the pocket, and he's got room. And enough for the first down. You can't take your eye off this guy. 6 attempts and 6 yards just because of all the sacks this game. Just had trouble in the backfield, but not that time. And that might be a hold there as Beck goes to the flat for Carson Hansen, and he will walk it in. But that one's coming back, thankfully. This is the 3rd holding penalty of the game. Osun Sanmi injured on the play. He's been great for Kansas State. He would hate to lose. Turtle says we all knew this was going to happen, and it did not look like that in the first half, I will tell you that. 18-0 run for Iowa State. Actually, 21-0 run, because it was 10-6 when Kansas State put themselves up by 4. And it's just been all Cyclones this second half. Scored themselves 18 points in the second half alone in a game where scoring looked like it was going to be at a premium. 2nd and 14 after the 6-yard gain. This one going inside to Hansen, and he goes backwards again, 3rd and 15. Seems like all they're doing right now to good old Carson Hansen is lowering that average. Kansas State ready for the run there. Chewing the clock. 3rd and 15, they will throw. Going across the middle of the tight end, it is there, caught. Breaks 1 tackle, can't break 2. He gets 6 yards on that play. Apparently, Coach Rocket's girlfriend did not let him watch film And it's showing per our sources. 4th and 9. The kick is up, and that's 4 for 4 on the day. Brickhead says bring back K-State Army game. I'm pretty sure they play this year. Do they not? I thought they did play this year. Maybe that was last year that I'm thinking, but I'm pretty sure that Kansas State and Army do play. Or they did play. Something along those lines. Either way, still a 3-score game, but only 2 minutes to go. Nice throw to the in route. It is caught. First down up across the 30 to the 38-yard line. 10-30. The roommate rumble. Well, we can't have a roommate rumble because we're not roommates anymore. Unless you want me to play Mrs. Dink, then I will gladly bring back the roommate rumble. Looking for somebody to throw to. Looks like it's going to be an overthrow. Caught anyway by the receiver. What a play to come back to the ball and get his team moved downfield. Still 3 timeouts. Kansas State more or less just trying to make this look respectable, but they're doing a good job of it so far. Going to the hitch route. It is there. Caught. Taken down quickly. Avery Johnson, just a tough day. Just over 50% completion. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Going to the drag route across the middle. He'll have the first down. 40 seconds to go here in Dublin, where it looks like Iowa State is going to start off their season 1-0, and Kansas State going to have to go to the drawing board here after week 0. Avery Johnson scrambling out of the pocket, finding his wide receiver. It gets a couple yards on that play. Sad former roommate noises. I agree. I don't know what those sound like, but I'm making them too. 15 seconds to go in the game. Slant route is there. Can he get in? Not quite. First and goal from the 1. Going to waste a few more seconds on the clock here. Hopefully they can get their playoff so they can get in the end zone. Dylan Edwards will get the handoff. He is short. And it looks like that's going to end the game. No, Kansas State will call timeout. Try to get them some points on the board. I would do the same thing, to be honest. I would 100% do the same thing. 2 seconds ago, last play of the game. Kansas State looking to get some points on the board. They go to the wheel route. The running back, incomplete. Iowa State was ready for it, and they were ready for this matchup as they take their season to a 1-0 start across the pond here in Dublin. Rocco Becht is our player of the game, and we knew he was going to be special coming in here today. 271 yards, 83.3% completion. Guys, thank you all for being here on the first IceBox stream of the new season. Just the beginning here, folks. We have got a spectacular season in front of us. Thank you guys again for watching. Again, a little bit of research went into this game and future games that are going to be here on IceBox Live. So thank you very much for watching. It's going to be a great season. As I said, we've got so many more matches. We've even got another week 0 matchup. So stay tuned for that. I believe tomorrow we'll see Stanford heading across the Pacific Ocean to meet Hawaii and the Rainbow Warriors. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.